Okay, hello guys. So, finished the episode 20 minutes ago. I wanted to talk about it right away, but if you have kept up with this, we have had tech brain issues. Um, Green screen. I don't know. It's gotten worse with the problems, and I've been trying to get it like perfect, but uh, running into problems. But first things first, if you've been in these videos, you realize that the green screen has actually had an issue where it was floating around and appearing in the background. I think I've fixed that a little more, but now we have an issue where around me is turning a little bit green when I move. My hair's a little bit, I don't know, fried, it feels like I don't know, technological. My hair's a little messed up. So yeah, we can't get it perfect, but that's what we're gonna get today. Need a drink of water. Hold on. I got too much water. Okay, let's just get right into this. I mean, before we really start, again, if you've kept up to this, you know I haven't enjoyed the season so far. I haven't disliked it, I guess. There's parts I don't like, but in general, I've just been okay. I'm on for the ride. You know, I'm not looking forward to like next Thursday. Um, but I'm happy to say I enjoyed this episode quite a bit. Quite a bit. Fun episode. Fun episode. But we start on some alien-like sounds. Interestingly enough, with a look of Travante coming back that we've already seen. Now I'm talking about when he appeared in the hatch in episode 1 of this season, and then we see the alien walls again and the alien in the walls. It looks crazy, and then boom, we kind of cut to present, and I just was like, okay, kind of a dope way to start the episode, not gonna lie. Like, I like how they're starting this episode. But Travante wakes in the forest with the down helicopter and ominous sounds and lights in the distance. I loved this directing. And then Mitsuki also wakes up, and we see the three the three what? I guess it's not three. It's just multiple strings of this parallax black and blue like tree alien thing that took them down, that's on top of them. Like, I guess it did its mission and then it stopped doing its thing. But of course, the pilot is dead in the helicopter. The pilot's always dead in these situations, unfortunately. I'm sorry to my pilots out there. But Mitsuki says, they're out there. Yeah, we know, Mitsuki. We hear them. They're coming for us. But then she does help out. She says 10 or 12 of them. That's pretty helpful. But a helicopter comes above them, and Landon only has a bloody nose. Like, really, after all that, only a bloody nose. And by the way, I'm calling him Landon. They called him his name Tucker in the episode, but I'm calling him Landon because I described last episode that he was in a show, one of my favorite shows, and his name was Landon, and I can't unsee it. And especially because he's kind of like a guest character in this as a soldier, I'm gonna keep calling him Landon. But the other helicopter is above them, the one with Jack. They're gonna go land. But Travante is frozen with these flashbacks to season 1 and new flashbacks of the ship, which is crazy. And we get one, I think the craziest flashback of the ship was he's looking up, shooting up, just like he was in season 1. And once again, do want to note, in this flashback, at least, Casper is not there. I mean, I got my Casper theories of what happened. But we do get a season 1 Casper voice line of something he said, and he just to Travante, and he sounds so different, so young. You love to see it. And here I was like, wait, why am I letting myself like this episode? Why am I letting myself like the start of the episode? No, I gotta not let myself get disappointed. But I don't think I really did this episode, luckily. But the other helicopter, like I said, is trying to land while the soldiers shoot and protect them. Mitsuki, oh my god, sorry. Mitsuki grabs one of those branches that took them down. It connects her to the aliens, and she feels what they feel. And ooh, I was liking where this was going. It was so good. And then next time we see them, it's daytime. already. And by the way, this is a green shirt, so it will blend in with the background. Wait, can I get it? Oh my god, I can get the alien foot in my shirt. Okay, we've gotten distracted. It's your guys' fault. But somehow it was already daytime when they're running from the aliens. Like, I can understand if they were running for a little bit, but like, it's not daytime already. It was like the dead of night. It wasn't even close to dawn. But obviously, this is their shooting schedules. Maybe they weren't great on it, or they thought they had all they needed. But yeah, this is part of the filming industry. It takes a while to film scenes. But Travante, while he is running, sees the new alien coming around the corner. Not actually, but this is in his flashback coming around the corner of the wall. We get a full kind of look at it. It might even be my thumbnail, but it's really, really cool, I think. And then Hunter Killer comes in and obliterates a guy we know as Rodriguez later. Casper, back on the ship in this flashback, he falls to the ground. And then, I don't know if I'm trying to see it, but he kind of looks like he's following Travante from behind menacingly. Ooh, this might come to my theory where they have a conflict. And I think sadly Travante comes out on top, or Casper starts to attack him. Maybe that alien that he has been seeing, this new alien, is somehow Casper. Something like that. I don't know. Something happened. But a little interesting. I just noticed this episode that the intro contains England, Japan, US, maybe more, where they are all from, which I think is cool, connecting all the characters, all these places, and then invasion hits, and I just realized that. You guys probably realized that a long time ago. I mean, obviously, I was like, okay, the England Bridge is here, that's cool. But it's like, no, they have, the whole intro kind of has connecting pieces from everywhere, which I liked. But Mitsuki stops the alien from killing Travante in this situation, but she feels their pain when the soldiers shoot Mitsuki. And is this what I saw of Mitsuki last episode, when she had some sort of sympathy for the aliens that were held captive that felt her pain? I think this is where they're going, somewhere with Mitsuki, where she's going to be connected to these aliens, feel sympathy for them, maybe be on their side. They're definitely setting that up, so I'm actually interested to see where that will go. But the chopper that landed to get them out is apparently dead because of a mothership's signal, I guess. And Jack tells people, the soldiers, to use themselves as bait, and says, your country thanks you. And they set up gunfire, and they're gonna defend. They're gonna use themselves as bait. And I loved, even at this point in the episode, the whole pace and shooting of the episode, not the actual gun shooting, the camera shooting. It felt different, and that's why I liked it. Season 2, first 4 episodes of season 3 just felt so generic, man. And the shooting, the filming, everything was generic. But the camera shooting and the pacing's obviously a little quicker, which I like for this show, since so much of it is slow. But the camera work in this episode was unique. I like unique stuff, guys. I like that. But then we go to Nikhil, who's actually genuinely concerned for Mitsuki, which I love. I love that duo. I've mentioned that. I hope things end well between them. And Landon is out here saying that it's Travante's fault that Mitsuki got hurt, and that Travante's dead weight. And I mean, I'll just say right now, I love how Travante kind of is like, oh really? And like what he does at the end of the episode, at least. But this is obviously kind of gets to Travante a little, these little comments. And I love how they're not so focused on. This show is focused so much, like, not trusting the audience. Like, okay, did you hear that? Did you get that line? Do you see this guy looking at him? Like, I like that they didn't really focus on it too much. We go back to the soldiers who use themselves as bait, that stood back for everyone. They freaking fight for their lives. Once they're out of ammo, they get grenades, and boom, sacrifice themselves for the greater good. You gotta honor them. They have the grenades. They sacrifice themselves. Even if they didn't die, which we'll get into that, I guess. Then we go to Shadow Lake, Washington, a former United States, where Anisha and Finitas were taken. And little disappointed here. Wanted a whole episode of the Dead Zone, but to be honest, where this episode ends, yeah, makes sense that we got some Infinitas stuff, and we didn't stay on it. We didn't stay on it too long. I actually did kind of like it, and I just gotta say right now, I was worried with last episode's ending. Like, last episode's ending set up something cool, like, oh, we're gonna get into the action, and I was like, nothing's gonna happen. This shows so many times sets up like something like that and doesn't deliver on it right away. It like, oh, waits a whole episode and then does another cliffhanger and then kind of delivers it. Like, but we got right into it. So props to Invasion. It feels good to like the show, I guess. Because last episode might have been my most cynical episode of the series. I mean, even I wasn't like super cynical because I enjoy the show, but I think it was my most. But Anisha and Clark are taken to Washington like this. They realize they're cut off from home with fights and stuff going on with Spokane and Oregon. They can't get back to Boise, Idaho. And Clark realizes that he shouldn't have said he'd be back before dinner as well. Him and Anisha both said this, and they were both wrong. And I pointed it out. I was like, nope, he's not coming back for dinner. It's too funny. It's like they're doing it on purpose at this point. But Anisha says this is my fault, and Clark does not disagree. So I guess he's one of those people that'll give it to you straight. But then they get into some arguing why Anisha didn't tell him that Luke actually did hear some sounds when they came back, the aliens. And I respect Clark here for literally keeping his composure, not yelling while him and Anisha argue. Yeah, he's a good guy. I just, made me a little envious, like maybe I should keep my cool more if you guys watch my gaming streams. But Mitsuki does a phenomenal job, the actress rather, of waking up kind of having a seizure. Like, it was actually very believable, like kind of disturbingly believable. Obviously she's a great actress, and I looked up her name once and now I forgot, and I guess we'll just forget. I'll forget again, but if you know who she is, she's just phenomenal, incredible. But we get a cool shot of the mothership 50 miles from the Dead Zone apparently, and it does look cool. I like the shot of it coming down. And we go to a solo explorer with a mask around her face, and my initial thought was, whoa, new character? Introducing a new character? Whoa, this is interesting. And it is a woman with Infinitas saying Clem is dead, and my initial thought was Andor, the show Andor, with Cassian's friend who died to the Empire, whose name he took when pretending to be somebody else. I don't know if y'all have seen Andor. You need to if you haven't, but thought of that. It's just my own note there. But she says, this woman says that it was not the hunter killers that got Clem in the Dead Zone, and it's this new kind of alien that is not on any tracking. So it might be the new one that Travante's seeing. I'm guessing it probably is. But then they find Jamila listening in on them and just hang up on the woman. They just, oh, cancel the call. We never see what her end was like. She's like, she's probably, hello? Okay, bye guys, Clem just died, but okay. That's pretty funny. But they know about Travante's mission is what they're telling Jamila, the one going to the Dead Zone, and they're acting a little suspicious about how they know, which got me thinking, do they have somebody on the inside of the WDC that knows? Because if you watch the scene, it was a little strange why they weren't telling us how they knew about the mission. So a little strange, maybe someone on the inside. Probably not Jack. I mean, at this point, given the end of the episode, no ways Jack. Maybe Chen, the nice soldier. Maybe the WDC president woman. I don't know if they have somebody on the inside, but those are my theories. But Landon and Travante start talking about losing their comrades. And Landon says, hey, I've got a son named Sam. He's got posters of you. He thinks you're some effing hero. And I love this dynamic between Landon and Travante. I I do. It's a good dynamic. They've kind of both been through similar things. And Landon blames him for going through the similar thing, and he blames himself. And yeah, but the Chopper people, like I said, I've mentioned them, the ones that sacrificed themselves came back. And my first thought was, wait a moment. They should have died. How are they back, you know? And first thought was, aliens take them over? We've seen aliens take people over. Who knows? That would be a really good twist, or they just made it. Either way, I'm kind of happy to see where that goes. But Anisha and Clark start planning Grand Theft Auto at the Infinitas group. And Anisha takes some guns while she's at it. Clark learns Travante is on the mission from Jamila. Infinitas woman finds Anisha like trying to commit the Grand Theft Auto, points a gun at her, or Anisha points the gun at her, lets her get in the car, and she's like, come with us, you're gonna have better luck in the air or something. And I'm sorry, but so far Infinitas is a boring character of the leader against this fight against the WDC. Like, come on. I was thinking she was a pretty boring character, but honestly, spoilers, I guess we're going through the episode, towards the end, I kind of like it. I was kind of like, okay, they came up with this generic group that, it's kind of some harmless people, they're trying to do some sort of mission, but like, that's their thing. They appear harmless, they appear like they're just some randos, but by the end of the episode, they actually really surprised me because I thought that of them. So that was actually a good job. Like, I'm happy. Like, they did a good job lulling me into a sense that these people weren't as serious and scary as they actually are. And I think the Infinitas actress, I do want to say, has actually been doing a great job. And she has that good, like, kind of sweet but sinister look. Like, she would, like, stab somebody like Jack. We will talk about that. But Mitsuki wakes up, and my first thought was, did Nikhil plug the transmitter into her? And literally 2 seconds later, oh my god, he did. He plugged it into her. And Nikhil basically says he would rather Mitsuki be pissed off at him than dead. It's pretty sweet. It's pretty sweet. And Jack's like, get over here. And I said, how has someone not killed Jack yet? Please kill this man. And Mitsuki says her mind is quiet now, which is interesting detail. I love that attention to detail there. Her mind is quiet now after she's so used to hearing voices with this new transmitter. And man, I was thinking at this point, Travante does have a good story. Dealing with survivor's guilt, being a fake hero. It gave me the impression that they really broke down this season, the character arcs. Like, okay, what are these character arcs? Where do we want them to end up by like the end of the show, which presumably this is the last season. And Mr. Landon yells at Mitsuki when she says the alien network is beautiful, which this is the only time I kind of felt disturbed on this show. Not necessarily I felt disturbed a few times, okay, but I mean, I don't know. I was just like, I didn't like the interaction. I guess it felt too real. I was like, she was like, I don't know what it was. I don't know. Like him being mad at her kind of freaked me out a little bit. Like, she was just minding her own business, thinking it was beautiful, right? And another thought I had was, oh my god, it looks so hot and horrible to be filming here. Like in the freaking jungle or whatever, the forest. The forest, I think, is the forest. But they find the area of plains that they're going for. And Mitsuki says with Travante, Mitsuki says she loses pieces of herself. And obviously Travante struggles with gaining pieces of himself. Which, ooh, interesting stuff. This episode's interesting, man. It makes me think more. Like, I love when episodes actually make me think and not just sit there, like, not focused. I was dialed in for a lot of this episode, which I love. But Travante tells Jack he does not want to go with the other soldiers. He wants to do this mission by himself. He doesn't want anyone else dying for him. And Jack says he has even less faith in Travante than he does in himself. And here I was saying, please, 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 please kill him. Please, 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 please. And then Jack says, Travante, you are a cowardly effing lion. And I said, shut the F up, bro. Shut the F up, Jack. I know, I've expressed my Jack hate, but in this moment was the maximum Jack hate. And I'm glad it was right before things go down. But some vehicles show up at the area, and it's the Infinitas group that we were following. And again, I appreciate that the Infinitas group was not wasting screen time. Every scene made sense with why they would end up here, and it made it feel big. I love that. Great pacing, great way to go back and forth between the two stories and connect them here in the climax. I loved it. And the suspension building up to like the crazy ending, I loved it. I'm loving a lot of this episode. But Infinitas woman says she has a better contact in the dead zone, and says, Jack, hey, come with me. Let me use your radio. Let's talk to her. Let's see what's in the dead zone. Show him that it actually is dangerous there. It's like, okay, yeah, Infinitas is warning them of how dangerous it is. Okay, makes sense. And then we see Travante realizing he's a sniper aimed at him. And he says, pretend like we're shooting the shizzy with Nikhil and Landon. And I love Nikhil's response, man. He's so funny. But they read Indigo 7 on the radio. And it's like, okay, what's gonna happen on the radio? And then we go back to Nikhil, and I laughed out loud with Nikhil acting like he was like actually laughing at one of Travante's jokes. Like it seemed like a genuine Nikhil laugh, and it was just funny to me. But here's where I started to freak out. Like Travante's obviously telling people like, hey, let's get to the chopper, try not to act suspicious. But poor Chen, like the lovable soldier, is going to go get Jack before they leave. And I was like, no, that's the moment I knew, no, something's gonna happen. Oh no. And then, oh yes. Okay, I shouldn't be that satisfied for a death, but oh yes. Jack gets his throat wrecked by Mrs. Infinitas woman as she does that cold stare, bro. Oh my god, this is like a top 5 moment of the show. Top 3? Jack's dying? Okay, it feels wrong to be this happy, but like, come on, the writers wanted this. They made you hate him. I hated him. Oh, he deserves every bit of that death. I hope. No, they better not say he's somehow alive. No, he got his throat slit. He better be dead. But Travante goes back for Chen. Like he was at the chopper. Chen's all the way on the other end. I mean, makes sense, right? Obviously for Travante and anyone in that situation, you know, you're gonna save your friend. Even if they're not really big friends, they're on this mission together. He's another human being, right? But I don't know what I gotta say. Like, I didn't know your game like this, Infinitas. Like, nah, I didn't know you had this kind of game. Okay, I'm sorry for doubting you, but they had this whole plan, bro. They had this whole plan. But the soldiers do some cover fire for Anisha, Clark, and Jamila to get in the helicopter. Chen gives his gun to Travante, and Travante locks the F in. He locks the F in with some dope-ass music, I have to say. Hits those shots, cover firing for Chen and the other soldiers, saving all the soldiers for once, risking himself, doing the opposite of freezing up. And like, holy frick, I love this, is what I was saying in the moment. Infinitas comes out firing, and there's a little bit of a hesitation from Travante shooting her, but then he's like, oh, okay, she's shooting me. let me fire back. Doesn't hit her, but then the Infinitas group rocket launches the bomb they need to blow up the heart of the mothership. Again, another twist. Like, I thought this show, when they announced, oh, we have the bomb to blow up the mothership, I'm like, okay, of course, there's a heart of a mothership. They got this special bomb to do it. They're gonna go in, blow it up. It's kind of generic. But now, surprisingly, no, not unsurprisingly, surprisingly, boom, bomb's gone. It's just been rocketed and left back there. The nephew guy comes running into the the helicopter, and Travante shoots his shoulder, and I felt bad for him. I'm like, no, I think he's switching sides. He said, no, wait. I was like, okay, no, he's switching sides. But then he pulls out some grenades, and I mean, he tries to blow them up from the inside, which is messed up. Travante, like a freaking badass, stops the grenade from going off, tosses it out, one or two, I think, out of the helicopter just in time, and like stands there. Like, oh my god, it's so good. Like him struggling with his guilt, and then like Landon calling him not a hero to just him locking in at the end. I love that. And in Infinitas not being truthful about warning, like she was like, okay, we're gonna go warn them, like we're good people, but then like twist, like she's not warning them, she's gonna freaking kill kill the mission. Like what are Infinitas's goals then now? You know, are Infinitas on Team Alien? Like, is that what's happening? And I mean, Jack is dead. Let's go. Like, this show it's been so unsurprising and generic, but this episode made me feel so alive again with these twists and actual originality and focus on these characters. Even making you like the soldiers that aren't like main characters. They're like making you feel like they're real people. You don't want them to die either, or at least a few of them. And I love it, man. It feels so good to enjoy an episode of the show again, man. To actually look forward to rewatching the episode. I rewatch every episode to make sure everything's in my head again, to enjoy it with some other people, and so I can be best prepared for next week as well. And yeah, kind of excited to see what happens next. I'm not like in the edge of my seat because I mean it wasn't like a what's gonna happen next situation. Like sometimes like Silo would do well. But it's more of a, okay, we had a good episode, or we're going to have another one. You know, something like that. Where do we go from here? We're going to the dead zone, you know? Obviously, the pacing, the action, whatever, has gone a little down because we had the climax. But we'll see. We'll see next episode, man. But I keep saying man, I'm sorry. Not everyone's a man, right? But, yeah, great episode. Fun time. I hope you guys enjoyed it. You let me know your thoughts of this season, this episode in the comments below, and have a good rest of your day. Goodbye.